Hello, hello. May peace and blessings be with you, everyone. I hope that you are doing well. So, today we're talking about content planning for your social media using Trello as a planner. Last time when we were together, I covered the topic of just starting your first Trello board. If you are new to coaching or you are a course creator or content creator and you're not using any sort of planning tool, Trello is my recommendation. So if you don't yet have a Trello account, you want to sign up. It's free to get started with Trello, even though when you try to create a new account, now it gives you premium for 14 days for free. That is okay. Just don't enter your credit card and you will be good to go after your premium trial expires in 14 days. It'll just drop you down to the free plan and you will be good to go. Okay, so if this is your first time catching one of my trainings or my live streams, wherever you're watching me, I am Timmy Mirza. I am a tech coach. I love learning new things, learning technologies. I love experimenting. And what I love even more is sharing with others what I know, what I learn. And what is different about me than any other tech coach or tech trainer that you may be learning from is that I don't really hide my mistakes. I do a lot of training live. And if something goes wrong, I show that because I really want to empower you to also be able to troubleshoot that on your own if we're able to troubleshoot it. Sometimes we're not able to troubleshoot it live, and that's okay too. We figure out the answer later on. I host a lot of tech Q&As in different communities as well because I really get energized by learning and collaborating together. I also run a super fantastic mastermind, which is called Dream, Believe, Launch Mastermind. It is a 12-week program where you go from not really being sure on what type of coaching program you want to launch to fully building out your coaching program, launching it, and all of the things that you need in terms of the tech stack related to that. I help you build all of that in 12 weeks. Even if you have no social media following, even if you're not 100% sure on your coaching business idea, we got you covered, friends. We give you all of the templates, we give you a plan, and we really help you every step of the way as you are building that. And by the time you're done with 12 weeks, you have your coaching program created, launched, and your funnels done, your email sequence done, your social media content even created for some of the weeks, and even your coaching program, whatever you're going to cover in that, you also get to map out that. One additional thing that I'm doing with the mastermind that I didn't do in the past going forward, that's what I'm incorporating in it, is that when each of us has a way that we solve problems or we provide coaching, right? Each of you has a brilliant that you're so close to it that is your process, and sometimes you can't quite articulate that to other people, how you bring about transformation in other people. So that is also what I help you with inside this mastermind, because I really want you to understand your own process, jot that down so that you can very confidently tell people about it. What is it that you do? How is that unique? How is that different? And how you bring about transformation in other people. So if this sounds like something that you would want to do with me in 12 weeks, I would highly recommend that you check out dreambelievelaunch.com. You can also always just go to my website, which is simplifyonething.com, and all of our programs, all of the fun things and adventurous things that we're up to, you can find them all there as well. Okay, so why am I so interested in this topic today, talking about content planning for social media? So when I first got started, I didn't quite have a plan. I was literally throwing spaghetti at the wall, trying to figure out, what would stick, what people would like, and a little bit all over the place. No real strategy and even a plan of what I would post. Recently, I want to say a few months ago, I don't even remember now how far back this goes, but a few months ago, I sat down, I think it was a weekend. I sat down and I literally chicken scratched. I said, okay, every day of the week, I want to have kind of like a content pillar that I follow, and I want to stick to that. So every Monday, I want to do a motivational quote because my primary love language is words of affirmation. Words speak to me. I speak words to people. That is my jam. That is my thing. So something inspirational to start the week with is something that I absolutely love. So I said, okay, let's throw some motivational quotes by other people on Mondays on as part of our content pillar, because that really, I feel like whatever I do is like helping me first, as it's helping other people also, but it's helping me also. Okay, so that's what we do on Mondays. Then Tuesdays, we talk about how is it that we can help people. So any things that we have going on, any core programs that we have going on, I tell people about that. Any new things that we have coming up, we tell people about that on this Tuesday post. On Wednesdays, we do some sort of a tech reel. I want you to just get a quick tech tip as part of that. So that is something we build and we post on different platforms and things like that, and so on and so forth. So I have a whole plan. Every day of the week, we do something consistently. And that was just my idea that I started with, that I wanted to start with. But I have my brilliant team, my brilliant VAs who are really running this entire operation behind the scenes. I feel like I'm the arm waver and they are the ones who really make everything happen. So they sat down. My graphic designer is so brilliant. She said, okay, can I use Trello for organizing all of this content? And I was like, sure. Prior to that, initially I didn't really have a system. Then I was using Google Sheets. We literally would just throw quotes on Google Sheets, and we would throw all the other ideas and all of that on a Google Sheet also. That's what I was using. It was very clunky. It was still functional. Still would work, but it wasn't stellar. But the way we're doing it now, it is so amazing. And ever since we've done that, what has happened is that we have become consistent, y'all. That is something I struggle with. If you're a multi-passionate, raise your hand. Multi-passionate people struggle with this, being consistent and all of that all the time. I totally get it. I totally understand that. But this solves that problem for you. Even if you want to go in 100 other directions, this is going to keep you focused. This Trello board, this Trello system is going to keep you focused. And you're going to say, okay, I'm going to do all these other things. But in addition to that, I need to make sure that Mondays content gets posted, Tuesdays content gets posted, Wednesdays content gets posted, right? I'm saying every day of the week. You don't have to post every day of the week. You can if you want to. You can also do multiple times a day if you want to. But when you're first starting out, if once a day seems daunting, do 3 times a week, do 2 times a week, do whatever is empowering to you, just so that you become visible, you get started. Once you get started, once you have momentum, you will do more. Trust me, you will do more. Even for the social media platforms, my suggestion is, if you're new to all of this, start with one platform. 1 day a week, one platform, become consistent in your messaging, start there, and you will grow from there. You will add additional days to your content plan. You will add different platforms to your content plan, and it'll grow from that. But just start to become visible, start to get comfortable. I will share my screen and show you what this looks like, and then how you can get started very quickly. You don't even have to start from scratch. I'm going to give you my own Trello template. We actually figured out how to create one and how to give that to you as well. So you don't have to start from scratch. You literally can just start with my process, plug your content in, go with it. Once you get the hang of it for a week or two, then you can come back and you can say, okay, I'm ready to add some tweaks and I'm ready to go. So this is what our Trello board looks like. I am going to show you how to use it first, and then I'm going to show you how you can get your hands on it. So last time when we started, I showed you how to create your own account. When you created the account, it gave me the premium option for 14 days for free. Once 8 more days go by, it's going to drop it down to the free version, which is great, which is fine, which is what I need. Okay, so but if you begin to use Trello and love it, and you want to have all kinds of fancy features of Trello, like automations, power-ups, and things like that, you certainly can sign up for the paid plan too. I'm not discouraging you from doing that, but I'm just saying at the beginning, you may not need it. Okay, so this is what this looks like. So every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we have a published one and we have a vault. And I also added this ideas one here because I think that this is just how my brain works. I have a gazillion ideas coming to me all the time. I just want to have a place to park that. I don't even know where I would plug that idea in, right? Later on, it could become something that we post on Thursday. It could become something that we post on Tuesday, but I just want to have a place where I just park ideas. So this would be your best friend. You're going to have a lot of things in here down the road once you start using this. Okay, so how does this work? Did we even create this? So I added a little background image to this, and these little cards that you see here, the background of these cards was designed in Canva by my amazing graphic designer. I'm going to give you the template for that also. So in case you don't like this, like, fall color, whatever we're trying to do here, if you want to change it or change it with the season, you totally can. And I'm going to give you the template for this also. Let me just show you what this looks like actually. So this is in Canva, right? And the first one is ideas. If you want to change these background colors or images, you totally can. You can add your own elements, and you can get rid of the leaves if you want. I'm giving you this template also, so you don't have to start from scratch. Okay. And then as part of our plan, like on Monday, it's a motivational quote, but I'm adding this little square brackets here. If you want to add something different for your content plan, you don't want to do motivational quote, you're going to do like a GIF or something, you totally can. Just change that here and you're good to go. Tuesday, 3 ways we can help. Wednesday, we do tech reels. On Thursday, we do a story-based message with a call to action. So this is usually where I'm telling my story. Down the road, if I run out of stories about myself to tell, I guess I can also share client stories. But right now, I am sharing mine. I'm talking about like how I got started, what my struggles were, what are the different things that helped me, what are the different platforms I tried and they didn't work, and what's working and all of that. So basically, I just tell my own personal lived experiences. And as part of that, I also have a call to action usually with this, asking people whatever I'm sharing in there. Sometimes it's about software, sometimes it's about masterminding, sometimes it's about getting the right support and help with the VAs and things like that. So whatever the call to action is, and I include that in there. Fridays, we do a full-blown tech tutorial that gets posted on our YouTube. We also do a teaser reel for that. It's so much fun getting that published every Friday. On Saturday, it's usually a quote from me. I have realized that over time, I say some pretty wise things. So I was like, okay, let's capture those. Let's just add those as part of our content plan. And on Sundays, we usually talk about the training that I do. So this is one of the trainings that I do on Mondays, right? You may be catching this live on Monday, or you may be catching it at a different time, a replay of that. But on Sunday, we basically promote this. We ask people to join the group where the live training is going to happen on Mondays. So that's usually the intention of this. And after that, we have a lane that we use in Trello for published content, just so that your other lanes stay pretty clear. You stay pretty focused. You can just move things to publish as they're done, like at the end of the week. And then this is something that we're trying, a vault of all of the posts and all of the things that are performing well, right? So one of the things you want to start to do, maybe not at the very beginning, but later on, you want to start to look at your metrics, your analytics, and you want to take a look at least once a week to see what's working, because that is going to give you insight into what to keep doing more of, and what's not working, maybe drop that, right? Or change that or something like that. So the vault is going to become a place where you're going to have your high performing posts, high performing content. The intention of this is if you're in a jam ever, like you're on vacation or something else is happening where, life gets in the way, life happens, right? And you're not able to follow your plan or whatever, you can just repurpose something old based on what's in your vault that you see that already worked well previously. You just repost it, right? Repurpose content, repost, like even repost your old content. I did a tutorial on YouTube long time ago. I recently just shared this with my email list again, because that was such a good topic. I thought it would be helpful for people, right? So you don't have to, build it once and just throw it away. Build it once and use it over and over again. So the vault will help you with that. Okay, so I hope this is all helpful to you. And I'm going to share the link of how you can get your hands on this for sure as well. Okay, so now let's quickly talk about why is it important to have a plan. I briefly talked about it already. It helps you become consistent. It also helps you become visible, right? So no more hiding after you have a plan. You kind of have to execute it, stick to it. And one other thing that this truly helps you with is that you can see everything at a glance, right? Like you don't have to drill down to the details. You are at a glance looking at, okay, what's working, and also what's moving along and what's stuck in the process. Okay, so if you don't know how to create these lanes, these columns, check out my previous training. I'll link it below here also, where I went over all of this. But if it's a new lane you want to add, you can just click on add another list and it'll just let you add one more. Let me just quickly show you. If let's say I want to do maybe reconsider, could be another one, reconsider. Like we tried something, it didn't work. We're going to try it again. Okay. So I just created this as a lane, right? So I'm adding the first card to it. If you want to see the little trick of how we added this one, right? You have to write something on here before you can add something to the card. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to add the word test in here. It basically created the card after I added test. So what we have been doing, you could just do like a dot so it doesn't show anything. And if you want to add this cover image, you're clicking on this little image up here and you are clicking on upload cover image and you are uploading the image to that. I have these images that I downloaded from Canva, right? I showed you how you can customize it to your own topic, and then you'll just pick it up from here and you'll open it and it'll add it here for you. Okay, that's it, right? That's how you can create these new ones. I'm actually going to delete this one. I'm going to say archive this list. All right, so we're not going to need this for anything, so I'm going to just get rid of that. Okay, so every day of the week, what do we do? How do we add content and all of that, right? So first one, Monday, let's say it's a motivational quote. I'm going to create a card, let's say for today is Monday. We will go with, this is for August 8th, 2025. You're going to have a card for August 9th, 2020. Okay. So when you're going to get this Trello board, I want you to do this. I want you to click on the three dots over here and I want you to copy board. When you copy this board, it's actually going to create a editable copy in your own Trello account. So that's how you don't have to get started with my board. You don't have to start from scratch. You're starting with my board, but it's in your account and you're able to edit that. So right here, you're going to say your content plan, right? So you can say my weekly content, something like that. And you can say keep cards or keep template cards. Keep card is fine. I guess we'll just leave them as is. And you can place it in your own Trello workspace. It can have like your own Trello workspace name. If you named it something different, it'll have that. And once you create it, it's literally going to create this card for these for you, right? So that's what you want to start with. I should have actually added these on here and not on the original template, but it's all right. August 14th, 2025. Do I have the dates right? Is that right? Oh, today's not 8th. Today's the 11th. Where did 8th come from? Oh my gosh. Okay. Just we're going to pretend. We're going to pretend that was a Monday. It's okay. I want to kind of zip through the rest of it. It's okay. This is what happens. Timmy makes goofy errors all the time. There we go. Now it's so much better because I don't want anybody getting confused, right? Later on, like you're watching this and you're like, what is going on? Timmy doesn't have the dates right. It's not about me. It's about you. I want to make sure that it's not confusing to you. Okay. So once this is done, basically you have a card for each day of the week. This card is where all the magic happens. This is where you're going to provide instructions to your VA if you have someone helping you, or you're going to provide instructions to yourself. You're going to say, okay, this is what this quota is going to be. You are not doing this on this Monday, August 11th. You're hopefully doing this a week in advance, at least a week in advance, right? So last week you're sitting down and you're saying, okay, next Monday I'm going to post a quote and this is what the quote is going to be about. So one of the quotes I love about from Maya Angelou is, do the best you can until you know better, then you know better. There's a comma here. Okay. And we'll say this is from I Love Her. Okay, there we go. So this is something like I planned, let's say ahead of time. And then you can also say, okay, so you can also include like something in the description. You can say as something like that, right? And you can also use ChatGPT for helping you come up with famous quotes if this is something you're doing. We sit down and we basically outline a whole bunch of them all at the same time. We're not doing usually one Monday at a time. We're basically doing mass creation for this. And I have done training on this also. If you are in need of a bulk content creation in Canva, I will link that below also, so you can take a look at that as well, because I think that would be super duper helpful for you as part of this. Okay, so if there are any hashtags I want to use, action taker, something like that, you can totally do that. Any other hashtags and things like that. So you are basically creating your plan of what you're going to post in here, right? So with me, what happens is my VAs help me. I usually either just give them the topic. Sometimes I give them the exact quotes I want them to post, but a lot of times, like I just give them the topic and people I like, and they can find the quotes and write the whole thing for me. But for other days, let's say if it's my story, right? Like on Thursdays, it's my story. I have to write that, right? And I a lot of times would just chicken scratch it on paper, and then I sometimes use ChatGPT's help in polishing it up. Sometimes I just sit down and I just type it. Totally, it just totally depends on like how much flow I'm in, and then I just work through that. And what they do then is they take this and they put it in a template. They usually put it in a Canva template. That's why you see beautiful quotes on our Facebook. Let me just show you one showing up all the time. I'm going to share my screen. It's unbelievable. Okay, this is what happened. Y'all, not making this up. Okay, so I apparently lost internet connection and everything kind of shut down on my machine, and now it's slowly coming back on. And this is so interesting, but it's all good. We're here. Christ the verdict. Okay, so this is what I was showing. So if you look at our Facebook page, you'll see the different things that we're doing, right? So this was Sunday, this was Saturday, and I also post random things sometimes. This is Friday. This is Thursday, my story-based message. This was last Wednesday. This is last Tuesday, and this is last Monday. So this is how we are posting this, right? So this is our content plan in action. And if you go back, you'll see we've been very consistent with this for the last many weeks. And my analytics look so much better, right? More views, more interactions, more comments, more people getting added to our ecosystem across the board, right? We're on a lot of different platforms. By the grace of God, our YouTube channel is growing. We have more people liking our Facebook page and content and all of that as well. So all of that is working so much better because we are staying consistent, right? So that's the whole point of why you want to do this. All right. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to show you an example of our actual Trello board, because I think that would be helpful for you to see. So we have Monday posts, Tuesday posts, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So visually, after these are posted to social media, my awesome VA also is uploading it here. So visually, I have a copy of that here as well. And once this is all done, she basically moves it to published. So for example, this one got done, right? I'm going to totally like mess this up. If I go scroll all the way to the bottom, I usually place it down at the bottom. All right. Let's say this card, this got posted, right? So she is updating the status of this one. She said posted, published. So all I need to do is I can just grab it and drag it and drop it at the bottom over here. So it'll basically, it's posted, right? I don't have to worry about it. Now, next one I need to worry about on Sunday is August 17th one, which is next Sunday, so on and so forth. So this is how we're doing this. And this is super duper helpful. What I'm going to help you see is how to create these different tags and things like that also. Okay. So what I recommend is for each card, I want you to create labels. They're called labels. I call the tag. It's labels, right? So I want you to create 3 different labels. I want you to make maybe like a blue one, which is going to be, you're gonna, let's see, color. This one is gonna be not started, which will be blue, save. And in progress could be yellow. You're gonna click on this and you're gonna say in progress, save. And then green could be done. Okay. So I'm not gonna add any just yet, right? Just showing you that you wanna have maybe 3 colors that visually you can see on your board after the card is added, where it is in the process. Has it been started? If it's not been started, you'll just mark it not started. If it's in progress, you'll mark it yellow. If it's done, you'll mark it green. So the way you do that is a couple different ways. You can click on, you can click on the little pencil on the right, and you can just very quickly, you don't even have to open the card. You can edit labels. You can mark it not started. And let's say this one is, you can edit label. You can say this one is in progress, and once it's done, let's say Wednesday one is posted, you can click on the little thing and you can say label that it's done. So visually, that's how we're keeping track of different things on the board also. If something feels distracting to you, if this background image is distracting to you, you can totally change that. I can just make that white. But, just I feel like visually this can help. You can also make, now that I'm thinking about it, you can also make not started red if you want to. If you want to go with red, yellow, green. I don't know why I picked blue, but I picked blue. It's all right. Okay, so hopefully that is helpful. So the goal is that by a certain day each week, you want to have all cards for that week green, right? That's what we're shooting for. We want to try to plan ahead of time so that they are green, they're published, they're posted. Done could mean posted, done could also mean your part is done, however you define done. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to show is once you're collaborating with someone else, you want to add them to the card, right? So for example, I did my part, I created the card, I did my part, and now I want to assign this to someone else, right? Like I would have shared this board with them already. I showed you how to share boards and all of that in the last training. So you would just assign that member to them. That way, they'll get a notification that the card is with them now. They should work on it. And when they're done, they could just, mark it complete with these different labels. And that's it, right? That's how you would do that. And then at the end of the week, once everything is green, then you basically just move things to publish, right? You can drag it, you can click on it and you can drag it to published, or you can click on the little pencil icon here and you can also say move card and you can change it to published and click on move. That also works. If drag and drop is not your thing, you can also do it this way. You can just click on move and it'll just move this card over to your published. And then once a week, after you are looking at your analytics to see what's working really well, you can always come back and you can say, okay, this is a really good post. This is going to do really well. And I'm going to mark it. I'm going to move it to Vault so that I can repurpose this later on with new people and stuff like that. Okay, so I hope that all of this is helpful and all of this is making sense. If anything is confusing, ask me questions. I am going to cover next week some more things related to this. I'm going to show you how you can create checklists for, let's say, each card. So Monday, Tuesday, like those are easy ones, right? You basically write the quote, create the graphic, post it. But even for that, you could do a little checklist. But the ones with the tech reels, right, there are more steps to it. And you may feel that you might forget what the steps are or something like that. I'm going to show you how you can add checklists to the process so that you can just make sure every time that card is created, you are following that checklist every single time, every single week. That way, no steps get missed. So I'll show you that next week. I didn't want to make this one super long. We ran into some tech issues also. And if you have any other questions related to Trello, related to how this board is set up, how we're utilizing or anything like that, let me know. Okay. So I hope today's training was helpful. I will see you next time. I hope that you have a super awesome, super fantastic week ahead. May peace and blessings be with you. I'll see you next week with a new tech topic. We're going to dive in deeper into Trello, and I'm going to show you a checklist and a few other things that I really think would be helpful for you as you are either building a coaching business or you're a course or content creator and you're trying to stay organized, how to do that a little bit more next week. Okay. Bye, everyone. I love you all.